welcome back to another video. Now, as most of you are aware, I'm sure, Minis tend to need a little bit of TLC. They're not a car you can just jump in and drive every day and never have to put a spanner on. So the car's been to IMM. I've done, I think that was about 250 miles altogether. I've done another 150 to 200 miles just running around, so I've got a little bit of work to do. I'll go through what I've got. Got a new can of oil and an oil filter. It's going to have its first oil change after the engine was rebuilt, so I can start to drive it a bit more spiritedly. Is that the right way to put it? I don't know. And also on the way back from Bristol, the alternator belt started slipping. There's no inner wing from this point forward, so a lot of water can get all the way around the alternator and the belt and whatnot. So as soon as it started to rain on the way back, the belt started squealing, which has made it seems considerably thinner. So I've got a new alternator belt to fit to the car. I'm going to do that today as well. And the garage is a mess as usual. I really need to have a tidy up, but I'm just going to rummage around and find the tools I need. I'll cut out those bits for you, and that'll be that. So we'll get stuck in by taking the bonnet off first. I have already been for a run out in the car this morning, so the engine's warmed up, which is ideal for changing the oil. I don't know if you saw there, you can't see down the bottom there, there was a fair few filings on the oil sump plug, but it's the first time the engine's been run for a bit, gearbox and all the rest of it, so if I get to put loads of filings on it the next time, then I'll be concerned, but for now I'm not really worried. So, to get the belt off, I took out the two bolts at the top there and pushed the radiator to the side a little bit, and then fed it past each blade of the fan to take the belt off. So I'll show you the old belt versus the new belt now. I don't know if you can see the difference between those two, but that one is considerably worn in comparison, because it was slipping and there's no other reason. So I've got a new belt, I've got another one to keep in the car as a spare, so I can put this on now, refit the bolts in the top of the radiator and put the sump plug back in, change the oil filter over and fill it with oil, and we're done. Nice short one. Tensioned. I'll put the sump plug back in now and change the oil filter. Right then, my oil drain tray is full to its overflow point. It's got a little hole in to tip the oil out of. That's full, so what I'm going to do is put an old sheet on the ground underneath the oil filter while I change the oil filter. Normally I'd empty out the tray, put the tray underneath, but I haven't got any empty waste oil containers to put that oil in just yet until I put the oil in the engine, so this is just the way I'm going to do it for now. This oil filter tool, it's a favourite of mine. It used to have a spring that ran across and gripped it round, but as you can see, as you turn it to loosen the oil filter, it grips tighter, those two jaws, and it's quite, compared to the claw ones, it's quite a narrow profile, so you can get it in some quite tight gaps. I bought this from Mac Tools nearly 20 years ago, but it's been fantastic. One of the ones it was particularly useful for was an SR20 engine in a Nissan Primera GT, where the oil filter was sort of down there and you've got a very small gap to change it, so this was perfect. To just slot it in, you could undo the filter. So I can't remember how much it was, but I've had it for a long time, 11 or 12 quid or something. But it's me go-to oil filter tool. Got a Fram filter from my local motor factors, so I'll just get a dab of oil off the old filter just to smear around the seal. I'll check there's no seal left stuck to the face there, which there isn't. So I can install the new filter. You shouldn't need to use any tools to fit an oil filter, it's just hand tight. Got a new can of oil, Classic. I'll pick that up from my local motor factors. No idea about it, but they usually sell me good stuff, so I shall put the oil in. This is pouring a lot better than the last time I did this. It's quite a warm day today. I can't remember the quantity of oil these A series engines take. It's something like 4.5 litres, but we shall check. Probably new oil in a clean engine. When you dip it, it can be quite difficult to see. So what I do is I dip it, find a clean piece of rag, and I put the dipstick on and just roll it. And you can see on the dipstick where the oil's come up to. So we need to add some more still. Because the oil's quite thick, I'm going to leave that to sit for a few minutes and make sure the sump's level's right before we dip it again. Right, so that's been sat a couple of minutes now. We'll dip the oil again, see if we need to put a little bit more in. It's up to about to the maximum mark, so what I'll do is I'll start the engine, let the oil pressure light go out, and then we'll let it settle and check it again. that's it. Let it settle again. Well, that was a nice easy Saturday afternoon job. I've got a few other bits and pieces to do on the car. I've got a couple of oil leaks, but I'm not going to tackle those just yet. It is leaving oil on the floor. I don't know if you can see the mess of the state of the garage floor, but it's not. I'm not having to top it up every day or anything silly. It's not leaking out that much. I will get round to fixing those, but it's time, and yeah, I'm just putting up with it for now. So maybe something to do over the winter. I've got drive shaft seal, gear selector seal, and it looks like the clutch seal is leaking. I've got a clutch seal. I need to get the other bits. So I'll probably do those next time I change the oil, because I'll need to drain the sump to do the drive shaft seals and the gear selector seal. Also, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for all the kind comments on the IMM video. Really appreciate that. It was a long journey and a struggle at times to get the car done, but we got there and we drove it to IMM. So after this video, I think it's going to be, I'm going to go on a bit of a road trip with the Mini, I think. It's quite a long trip, hence why I bought a spare alternator belt. Fingers crossed I won't need it, but I shall be taking the cameras along with me, and yeah, that video will be out in the next week or so, I would imagine. So have a look for that, and I'll see you then.